financial markets are falling quite sharply. I think there were initially hopes that the rescue of depositors with the American arm of Silicon Valley Bank through to a federal-backed, almost kind of insurance scheme, and the purchase of the UK assets by HSBC would calm markets, contain any worries over a domino effect across other banks. Now that hasn't happened yet, because banking shares have had a big upward gain over the last 6 months or so, and investors are worried there may still be concerns over bad loans in the tech sector or poor asset quality at the banks, which means they're not perhaps quite as sound as some people would like to think that they are. I think HSBC will be taking one or two decisions here. I think the first of all is, and it's a bit of a shark eat shark situation, there is no better purchase than a purchase from a distressed seller, because it means that you're going to be paying a very, very low price because they just simply need to try and find some sort of resolution as quickly as they can. So from the buyer's perspective, pay a low price, that manages your risk. Pay a low price, it increases your potential upside. The second issue that HSBC will be thinking is that this sort of financing for really young companies has been quite a closed shop. It's been dominated by people like Silicon Valley Bank, private equity and venture capital companies. It's been really hard for the mainstream banks to break in. Now, in some cases, they may have taken a decision a long time ago, too risky for us, we don't want to play. But having seen the potential, they may now think this is a really low risk opportunity to put down their credentials and say, actually, we can get into this business and we can be here to help you. One out of two banks now have been their problems have been resolved, at least for their depositors. Politically, it's probably quite a smart move. Banks have been under public pressure, political pressure, for being seen to be making too much money at a time when interest rates are going up and lots of households are feeling a big squeeze on their pockets. So to do something that could be seen as a bit of a public good and help companies and make sure that they can try and get their chance to fulfill their potential, it's probably quite a smart thing to do.
I think it's really important to recognize how important SVB is in the tech ecosystem globally, particularly in the US and in the UK. We as a business have many, many tech clients that use SVB, and this would have ripple effects for the economy globally. If these companies don't have access to their funds, if they're not able to make payroll, which will be coming up very soon, if they're not able to pay the suppliers, and it's important to recognize that these companies are also the lifeblood of the innovation ecosystem. Many of these companies are creating innovations for climate tech, for health tech, for education and skills. They're powering the NHS. The companies are doing amazing, amazing work. So to be kind of stifled or to be able to be put in jeopardy literally over the weekend was severely alarming. So I'm really delighted to see the result with HSBC purchasing SVB UK. We had money on account with SVB, but also many of our friends had fixed term deposits for 30, 60, 90 days. So for them, it was even more of a concern because when the panic ensued, it's not that they were able to take money out of the bank straight away and put them elsewhere. It was kind of obviously locked up. Obviously, this is the ideal outcome because now people can still maintain their balances, and now under the ownership of HSBC UK, calm has kind of ensued, and so things will hopefully return to a degree of normality pretty much immediately.